Hello everyone, welcome back to a quarterly update here at Sophisticated Organization, and actually it is a halfway update through 2025. Wild that we're halfway through the year, and I have a lot to update you on in today's video. We are going to do what we always do during these updates. We are going to go over some of my goals, how things went over the past few months. I'm going to share product empties, how I've been decluttering my home by actually using things up, and some life updates. Stay tuned because I can't wait to share. First, let's start off with a quarterly review. I had taken a break from YouTube and kind of halfway came back. I am now feeling like I'm back, I want to say. I am trying to post videos now once a week instead of twice a week. I think it's just going to be a little bit easier for me until I master that cadence again. And once we get to the life update part, we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I am going to be posting every Saturday. I'm going to alternate between different organizing and decluttering videos and a sophisticated Saturday video every other Saturday. So let me know how that schedule sounds to you. Do you like the sophisticated Saturday videos? Do you want more organizing videos where I'm actually organizing a space, tips and tricks? What are your favorite? I would love to hear so I can make sure that the once a week videos are really what you guys want to see. We need to acknowledge the fact that the last year for me has just been a little bit all over the place, and my goal setting has not been the greatest. Or I guess I've been okay with setting my goals, but the follow through has been all over the place. I think a lot of it has to do with the current job that I have, because it can fluctuate so greatly that if it's in a lower point, I feel like I can take on a lot, and then all of a sudden the amount of work just piles up and I can't do anything else other than spend time with my family and make sure I'm getting my job done. That has been really difficult, and those are the two things I've been prioritizing, and a lot of other things have fallen behind. So the goals that I've set, I just haven't been as consistent with, but I want to share a few wins that I've had in areas that I have actually done a really good job with my goals over the past quarter. The first one being clearing out my fridge, freezer, and pantry and really trying to reduce my grocery budget. I shared a video not long ago, a couple weeks ago, about clearing out and how I'm going to meal plan using the items that I already have, and I have really been sticking to that over the past month or so, and that's something I plan to continue doing, and just kind of doing a full restock before baby comes. And that's the other thing I should mention as we are planning towards the next quarter. I am due at the beginning of September, so I have this next quarter to get things together. This is baby number 3 for us, and other than, we still haven't even picked a name, we've talked about names, but other than talking about names and a couple of cute baby girl clothing purchases, I have done absolutely nothing to prepare for having a third baby. Not that there's that much to actually do, at least purchasing stuff wise. If a baby showed up tomorrow, we would be okay. There are a couple of things that you need to refresh every time you have a new baby. I want new pacifiers, some new bottle nipples. You need to make sure you have diapers and wipes, and then the setup of things. So even though we have stuff, I want to make sure the bassinet's set up. I need to do things like packing a hospital bag. I would love to have freezer meals, making sure my postpartum stuff is all set up. I have a little nursing cart here. Oh, I need to order a breast pump again through insurance. There's a list, and I need to get that stuff done. And on top of those must-do baby items, I love the idea of nesting. So I want to share some videos with you all as I'm kind of cleaning and organizing and decluttering the house before baby arrives. I like to have things as tied up as possible. And on top of that, we are trying to transition Owen and Henry, our 2 boys, to sleep in the same room, which they've been doing, and I think it's actually helping both of them sleep, converting the nursery to be a little girl nursery. So we're going to be doing a little bit of redecorating in there, which should be really fun. Can't wait to share that as well. That is one of my goals for the next quarter, to get all the baby prep stuff done, as well as all of the organizing, decluttering, and cleaning, and meal prepping, and oh my gosh, the list is nonstop. But I've already taken a moment to create a little digital copy of everything I want to do week by week by week until I have a baby. So we're going to work through that over the next quarter, and that is going to be my main focus and goal. Before we move on and take a quick little break and talk about product empties, I do want to share 3 things that I have done over the past quarter that have helped me to stay productive and organized in such a busy season of life with 2 kids, being pregnant, exhausted, and crazy work. The first one is my nightly tidy. This is non-negotiable for me. I've shared the fact that I love doing kind of a nightly reset before, and I know lots of people love doing that as well, but that has been something that I have really kept consistent even though I've been busy. I try really hard to make sure that the dishwasher runs every single night before I go to bed. I even try and run it like as we are finishing up having dinner. That way I can sometimes even empty it right before I go to bed, so it's like less to do the next day. I have also been really prioritizing exercise, and though that doesn't maybe seem like a productivity type hack, it number one, keeps me on a schedule, but number two, I just feel so much more productive the rest of the day when I get a workout in. I move my body, whether it's first thing in the morning and you can say like, okay, I've checked that off my list. I've started the day being productive. Let's keep that on a roll. Or sometimes that like midday slump, I like to quickly wake up, use my brain power when I have it, and then go work out a little bit later when I'm starting to lose a little bit of that momentum, shower and like re-get myself ready, and then I'm ready to hit the second part of the day. So exercise has been something that's really been helping me. And then number three is my to-do list. In a crazy season of life, it can be really easy to ignore your to-do list, but this is the time to lean into a to-do list, because if you don't, all of the madness and chaos that's going on is just going to make it even more difficult to hold on to the things that you need to get done in your already overloaded brain. So I write every single thing down. And I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but one of my favorite things to do when I'm so overwhelmed and have really crazy busy days is to schedule things out hour by hour, and sometimes even like every 15-minute increment, and be like, okay, I'm gonna sit at my computer and I'm gonna work for 1 hour. And then for 15 minutes, I'm gonna empty the dishwasher. And then for 30 minutes, I'm gonna go, I don't know, upstairs and fold laundry. And then I'm gonna do another 2-hour work break. And then I'm going to, for the next 45 minutes, clean up as much as I can in my kids' rooms, in my room, and declutter one drawer. I don't know, whatever it might be, but like literally segmenting the day out, whether you're somebody that works full time, you could segment those times out. Like, okay, this I'm gonna respond to emails, this I'm gonna work on this PowerPoint I have to make, and have that focused time. Or if you're like a stay-at-home mom or somebody who's retired or something, you can still do that to get stuff done around the house. Everybody has random emails they have to get to, bills they have to pay, all of those things. Just segment it in chunks and try and block your time appropriately so you're not switching too often as to what you're doing, but you're also not doing something for too long that you start to get fatigued. That's kind of the fine balance, but I almost like overschedule when I get too busy. So those are the three things that have been keeping me on track for the past quarter. Let's look at some product empties. If you are new here and you've never seen one of these videos before and you're wondering why the heck does she share her product empties, like what does that have to do with anything? I like keeping track of this because I think of it as a way of decluttering and trying to focus on not purchasing more items. And one of the biggest areas that I really need to purchase less and can use up items and declutter them that way is in my bathroom. I have way too many beauty products and want to use them up before I purchase more. And then the other thing I also have is a lot of cleaning and home products. So we will check in with those right after I go through my beauty products. This is the smallest haul I've had in a while. I typically try and fill up this little Ziploc bag I just keep under my sink. I did use up a few face wipes. These I try not to use because I try and actually like use face wash, but sometimes I do like a double cleanse and wipe off the makeup and then face wash, or just like wipe off my face in the morning first thing because I feel like there's still like a little bit of grime from sleeping. This Hydro Boost is my absolute favorite. They come in a pack from Costco and I almost feel like I just have to suck it up for these ones. And then they also put like a couple of the Hydro Boost ones as a bonus in the box, but this is where it's at. Speaking of Costco, I'm getting rid of this razor. I got a new set of razor blades from Costco and it came with a new little handle. This one I've had for I don't even know how long. The other one is metal, so I upgraded. Used up some toothpaste, kind of boring. I also used up a belly butter that my sister-in-law sent me with my last pregnancy. It was part of some cute little pregnancy box. So I saved it for my last pregnancy, finished this one up. I have another one that I'm using right now that a brand sent me, I think also last pregnancy. And then I have a hair care item. I used this Divi 3-in-1 leave-in conditioner. I love leave-in conditioner. And this one is also a heat protectant. I have way too many hair products, but I love the Divi stuff. I just get such like tiny little breakage here, and especially postpartum, I get a lot of hair loss, and that is what the Divi line is all about. So I've been using their serum as well, but this was the first time I used the leave-in conditioner. Love the smell of it, would highly recommend it. I used up a thing of nail polish remover. This is just like a basic Target brand, nothing to write home about. I finished off an e.l.f. pressed powder. Again, wouldn't necessarily recommend it. This Neutrogena foundation was like the wrong color. It's actually a CC cream. Wouldn't recommend it, so I had to mix it with a different foundation, but I used it up and that's it. So let's check out the home products. Home products, I used up a couple of these rosy laundry detergent powders in the peppermint scent. So I used up 2 of these, which one was basically gone. And then the other one I finished up. I am obsessed with the rosy powder laundry detergent. I have not gone back since switching to powder laundry detergent, and I am gonna stick with it. I have a few other ones to use up, so I'm not gonna repurchase more right now. Highly recommend the Rosy. It's an exclusive to Thrive Market, which I will leave a discount link in the description box below if you're interested in trying Thrive. They have a lot of healthy food options, but I also love their home products. And speaking of Thrive, I have purchased some new dishwasher tabs, but I still have these Cascade pods that I'm using up. I think I have one more downstairs that I'm using up right now, and I purchased a bunch of clean dishwasher pods. I'm starting to feel like I can taste the scent, if that makes sense, of these dishwasher pods. So not a huge fan, but the Finish ones were so much worse. The Cascade Platinum are my favorite for mainstream brand, but I really want to test out these cleaner ones and let you all know what my thoughts are. Okay, we have 2 Mrs. Meyer's soaps. I finished off a peppermint soap. Yes, it's not the holidays, but nobody knows the difference when I dump it into another container. And this Oat Blossom one, I just stuck that in the kids' bathroom. And then I bought from Costco a pack of the Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface cleaners. They always smell so good. I just can't help myself. So I finished off the Daisy one, and this one smelled great as well. Great for springtime and summertime. Last 2 cleaning products, I finished off a good old Goo Gone. This I actually used in the laundry room a lot of times. If you have those weird random oil stains that pop up on your laundry, I found that Goo Gone was working really well. Sometimes you just have to wash things twice so the orange smell comes out, but it takes out that oil stain right away, no problem. So I use this a lot in the laundry room. And then I have this Bona hardwood floor deep cleaner. My dad bought this for me last time he came to visit because he was like, all you have are these natural cleaners and they don't do anything. And where your kids eat, the floor is so disgusting after they eat. You need some real product. It says it's a safer choice still, 3 times the cleaning action. It honestly worked pretty well. Nothing great or terrible about it other than the fact that it definitely works. So those are all the products I used up over the past quarter. Can't wait to throw all of those in the garbage can, and I have now a big life update that I want to share with you. Here it is, the big life update. I am thinking about being a full-time stay-at-home mom. So I've been talking about this a lot over the past few years. I've had some job changes. I have just really had it on my mind. The closer we get to having baby number 3, my original plan was to keep this baby home with me for the first 9 months, work like part-time while the other 2 kids are still in daycare, whatever you want to call it. I would watch the baby and do that for 9 months and then maybe transition to having them all at home. I don't think I would transition to having her go to daycare and then me picking up more work, but that would have been an option. I have talked to a few mothers, and I know so many of you guys have left these types of comments for me who are a little bit older and have grown kids. And if they were stay-at-home moms, they've said comments to me like, I look back at my life, and even though there were days I wanted to pull my hair out, or maybe it was every day I wanted to pull my hair out and it was extremely difficult, I don't regret spending that time with my kids. And of course, like, how could you say you regret spending more time with your kids? And I don't want to look back at my life and think, what was I doing? I should have been spending this precious time with my kids while they're young, and they may not remember all of it, but I think that bond and connection you have with your kids when you spend time with them when they're so young, even though they don't remember maybe the specific memories, that lasts. And also, I'm gonna have the memories of my kids when they're young. And then the other thing that kind of got to me, I'm honestly a little bit emotional about it, but one of my friends that I was talking to about this saying like, I don't know what to do, she was saying, you know, you also have to recognize the fact that you're really blessed with the fact that you have that as an option to stay at home. And I completely recognize that not everyone has the ability to stay at home if they want to. It's extremely expensive. Trust me, it's very expensive to have 3 kids in daycare and continue working just to kind of cover that cost. And it's also extremely expensive to have a parent step out of the workforce to raise children. It's just difficult either way, but the fact that I feel like we can financially make it work either way is, you know, a really fortunate position to be in. So I haven't fully made a decision, but I'm definitely leaning the direction of staying at home with all 3 kids. But oh my gosh, I am terrified of not being a stay-at-home mom. So working full-time, basically kind of on this flex schedule, to having 3 kids at home with me. And for a little more context, I'm obviously gonna have a brand new, like, couple-day-old baby when this transition would be happening. So I'm gonna have a newborn, 3 kids to manage, and we don't really have family. We live in Omaha. We have my husband's family that are about 50 minutes to an hour away from our house. So they can't really come and help all of the time. And then my parents are in a different state. So other than that, I would be alone without help. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a combination of some sort of like part-time preschool or something we could do for the boys, or maybe just Owen, or like a nanny that comes for a few hours a day, even if it's just for the first month or something right after I've had a baby, just so I have a little bit more support and assistance as I make that transition. There's just a lot to think through. So another goal that I'm going to tie in for the next quarter is to figure that out, first of all. And second of all, I've kind of already started this because I love this type of stuff, but I've made a spreadsheet of like, if I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, I want to have activities for us to do. I want to try and find places for us to go and get out of the house, not spend too much money doing those things. I want to plan all of that out over the next quarter so I feel prepared as I go into having a baby and knowing what the plan is. And if any of you have gone through this before in life or have comments, opinions, leave them. I honestly would love to hear pros and cons either way, or if you were a stay-at-home mom, you are a stay-at-home mom, suggestions you have to make it easier, send them all my way. I would love to hear all of it. So for a quick recap, what we're gonna look forward to in the next quarter is baby prep, getting all of those things ready, tightening up our home systems, whether that's organizing and decluttering, or just making sure I'm on that good cleaning schedule before baby comes again, and figuring out the stay-at-home plan and what we're gonna do there. Okay, so that was a crazy update. I wanna thank you all for joining. Again, stay tuned every Saturday. That's the plan for the foreseeable future. And then if I'm gonna stay at home, we'll see how that kind of impacts the schedule. But for the next quarter, every Saturday it is. And until next time, I will see you all later.